Ahead and get the reading done real quick and move on to the next thing. All right, we thank God. Okay. Good evening, everyone. Welcome in. If you're joining us, I have my girls on deck on Zoom, so it's not just me tonight. We have our ladies on deck. The Irish tribe is in the building, so please, while you at it, give my babies a round of applause for being. And if you new, you already know what we. If you old, you already know what we about to do. If you new, grab a chair, sit back, relax, and join in. Y'all, we're gonna be reading our two books. We're gonna start off with David Komalafi, and then followed up by Melanie Beatty in an open discussion. 15 minutes. We in this to win this. So today is day 144. Now, mind you, it's not really day 144, but it's day 144. Never I digress. Just know that we're gonna make this 365 days by hook, by crook. What that mean is saying. What does that mean and mean? When people say that, what about hook by crook? I don't think it's a positive statement, but I was trying to be positive with it. So if you know what that means and it don't mean something good, I'm sorry, okay? But we're going to get this thing done no matter what. We're not going to give up. So I know we done hit a couple of bumps in a row. We done had to reset a couple of times. They done blocked us down, locked us down. We done got evicted from TikTok. But listen, we are still here, okay? Because I truly believe that someone's life will be changed by us continuing to show up consistently and doing these readings, that one of these scriptures will open somebody's heart and mind up. I believe that. So I continue to do it. So here we go with David Komalafi, day 143. I don't know. I think probably when we get to the end of the book, I probably might cry or something. I mean, we on day 144. And it says, it is written, and you, and oh, wait a minute, hold on. I be forgetting I can't see until I can't see. Okay. And it is written, and you, son of man, do not be afraid of them, nor be afraid of their words. Though barriers and thorns are with you, and you dwell among scorpions, do not be afraid of their words or dismayed by their looks, though they are a rebellious house. Ezekiel 2 and 6. Principle. Attacks of fear may be as sharp as thorns and sting like scorpions. Quench the attack. Quench the attack. I'm gonna read that again. Attacks of fear may be as sharp as thorns and sting like scorpions. Are y'all catching that? Listen to what fear can do for you. Y'all realize they talking about fear. This is how powerful fear is. It is as sharp as thorns and sting like scorpions. That's heavy. The prayer, it says, in the name of Jesus, I command the flaming darts of fear against my life to be quenched. Number 2, arrows of fear depart from my life in Jesus' name. Now, immediately, the first thing that comes up in my head when I read attacks of fear may be as sharp as thorns. You know, when I read this particular book, I immediately think about a time where something happened, and I know now that what I responded in was fear. What I mean by that, like one time I had my wages garnished, but it was an accident. You understand? The company made a mistake. Okay. They hit one number wrong or something. Okay. So when I called the bank says, well, the place that did it has already submitted paperwork to fix it, but it takes days to put it back. But I had never had nothing like that happen before. So I immediately went into fear of, oh my gosh, how am I going to pay all my bills if they don't hurry up and give me my money back? The other barrier was that I was on my way out of town and I needed all my money to be available in my account, because how was I going to be out of town if my money was half tied up in this reversal that they're trying to do through the bank that I have nothing to do with? So I can't force it. I can't fix it. I can't influence it, even though the money is coming back, because I can't see it already in my possession. I immediately get into fear. And I think, I need to borrow this money from somebody. I need to get this money from somebody. Instead of me literally praying and relying on God, I was so stressed out for about an hour trying to figure out who I could ask for this large sum of money to fix this issue that wasn't even my broken issue. So how was I going to explain this to somebody when I didn't even know how it got broken? And then who was I going to ask? So fear, I'm just rummaging in fear, rummaging in fear, rummaging in fear. I mean, I'm literally stressed out. And after a couple of hours, I decided to start packing my bags anyway because there's nothing else I could do. False evidence appearing real. Yes, yes. Because guess what happened? Y'all ain't gonna believe this. I was crying, had a migraine headache, got myself sick, stressing out, got myself sick, y'all. I'm talking about sick, 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 sick. Out of nowhere, I'm packing up my bags. I'm on the smallest bag, packing my stuff, going to this event. And some says, go online and check your bank account. It was fixed. I had gotten myself so frightened and so scared that there wasn't gonna be enough money that it had gotten me sick. Sick. All fear. When it was already worked out and fixed on my half, when I called the bank and they said there was paperwork, that there was a note and paperwork being done, that wasn't enough for me because I couldn't see it fixed. I continued to worry about it and manifested illness, a migraine headache, nauseous stomach, bowels, and all of that acting up. Why? Because I couldn't see it fixed. The thorns of my fear were prevailing. Does that make sense? But y'all realize there was no reason for me to ever feel that way because when I originally called, did y'all hear the beginning of the story? The people said it was being worked on. But because I couldn't see it done, I immediately got afraid that it wasn't going to be enough. What's that called? Fear of economic security, deprivation, the fear of lack, the fear of not already of being able to see that it was done, pushed me to physically be ill instead of trusting what and having what? Faith. So fear for me was winning and faith was dying. Every time I chose to worry, I got a headache. It was faith leaving me. Then my stomach hurt. More faith left me. Then I felt nauseous. More faith left me. Every time I doubted more, I lost more faith and fear had bigger space to enter. So for every piece of faith that I released in the pain, I inhaled fear until it put which point it engulfed me and all for nothing. Right? All for nothing because it was already worked out. But because I failed to follow my plan, which is you take 7 minutes to be stressed, then you go into solution oriented. Because I didn't follow my plan, that fear has no space here. I gave fear enough space to drive me into ill sickness. So I had to fly on that plane feeling sick. Me too, Sherry, you can relate. I had to get on that plane sick because I done got myself sick. And then, because here's the problem, I couldn't calm myself down. Even though it was fixed, now I'm so worked up, I'm anxious, yep, me too, cheers and all. Yes, queen, for nothing. I done got worked up, y'all, for nothing, and then I can't calm myself down. Done packed my clothes all wrong, all the stuff can't put in the bag because I was crying and couldn't see, wasn't folding it, just all for what? All for what? When it was already fixed. But because the false evidence was more real than the real evidence, I couldn't see. I couldn't see my solution right in front of me. Which all I had to do was, guess what? Check the bank after I got off the phone with the lady. How many of y'all done did that? Yep, manufacturing our own. Hold on, I want to read these comments, y'all, because they're coming in good. It says, I've been there more times than I can say. Me too. Me too. Tears and all. Yes, Queen Danielle, all for nothing. Amen. Sherry said, many times I manufacture my own misery. Ooh, that's a good one. And indeed, that's what I did. Manufacture that misery and ran with it. And ran with it. And ran with it. And so today we can safely say that if we aren't careful, we'll be walking in fear and not in faith and won't even know it. We'll get worked up and we'll say we trust God, but we're not really trusting God. We trust in him by verbally, but we're not trusting him emotionally and mentally. Our trust has some form of limitation to it. It's limited. If we in fear, we're not trusting God, period. And there's no other statement to that. It's period is at the end of that. And so that was our reading on David Komalafi. Let's go ahead and check out to see what Melody Beatty says. I just went through it only to feel like, so this comment says, I just went through it only to feel like a lost puppy when it worked out. Yeah, I feel ashamed. I'm not gonna lie, I feel shame. Like, how can you, a woman of God, lose faith that easy in such a small thing that the people told you in the beginning that it was worked out? But see, I have to understand that my brain wanted it to be a type of chaos. You understand what I'm saying? I have to come to the realization, accept the fact that I heard that woman say it was good. I chose to get upset. I chose to stay anxious. I chose to walk into that fear. That fear didn't call me into it. I went into the fear. And the reason why I say that is because the woman said it was already had a ticket on it and went to give me the number of the ticket. It's a fight between the spiritual. It's a fight between the spiritual and the natural. Yes, because in your mind you're thinking, well, I can't see it. It must ain't gonna happen. But if we're walking in faith and not in fear, then we believe that that God is already working it out in the spiritual realm, and we're waiting for it to be manifested in the physical realm. We on the same page there? Ooh, I'm loving the comments. I'm loving the feedback. I'm loving this layout. I'm loving this setup. How are you guys feeling about it? Us doing the reading this way so we can also get benefit from it. We're liking it. I'm liking it. I'm like, yes, I'm liking it. Me too. Okay, so now we're gonna go to Melanie Beatty, you guys, and then you're free to roam the country. We're gonna pray, and then you can get on up out of here. And I just want to take a really quick vote. Where I wanted to kind of open up with prayer in the future and close with prayer. Is that okay with everyone? We don't have to use a specific God, just to be grateful that our higher powers are allowing us to wake up and okay, perfect. Okay, all right. It's okay. Yeah, no, one of the reasons why I got blocked is because I had my nieces in there. So unfortunately, you guys can only see the babies when we on WhatsApp. I know they on my neck. They on my neck, but we're not gonna even let that deter us because I think it's the enemy trying to prevent us, y'all. I do. We've been on this platform for 4 years, and we ain't never had a problem with my nieces being in my lives. We ain't never had a problem with kids being on our videos. Mona's grandkids done been on our guest lives before. We've had Bella in our videos before, and there's never been a problem with people's children being in my host and guest box and my nieces. But all of a sudden now there's an issue. So we're just going to be very sensitive to that and make sure we don't have no problems. We're not going to fight these people. We're gonna try to beat them at their own foolishness. Today's reading says, stay open to life. I have a tendency to be dogmatic. If I had an experience that's unpleasant, I take a firm stand and say, I'll never go through that again. I'll never do that again. If something frightens me or I don't understand it, I'll push it away, won't even consider it. That won't work for me. I say, sometimes before I know whether it will or not. Being dogmatic shuts us down and can shut life out. The universe will challenge our prejudices, though. Without being certain how it happened, we find ourselves doing the very thing we thought we never would, liking it. Intro. And liking it and hearing a quiet voice, that one that comes from our heart ask, what do you think now? When we're open, we'll find ourselves doing things, sharing things, experiencing things, and liking things we never thought we would or could. Open your heart, open your mind, open your life to all it holds for you. Let the dogma dissolve. Did y'all get that? I don't know if y'all heard the beginning, so I'm going to read it again and make sure you. It says, I have a tendency to be dogmatic. If I have an experience that's unpleasant, I take a firm stand and say, I'll never go through that again. I'll never do that again. If something frightens me or I don't understand it, I'll push it away. I won't even consider it. That won't work for me, I say, sometimes before I even know whether it will work out or not. Being dogmatic shuts us down and can shut life out. The universe will challenge our prejudices, though without being certain how it happened, ourselves doing the very thing we said we would never do. Liking it and hearing a quiet voice, that one that comes from our heart, ask us, what do you think now? When we're open, we'll find ourselves doing things, sharing things, experiencing things, and liking things we never thought we could. Yes, Danielle, putting our foot in our mouths is correct. Open your heart, open your mind, open to life and all it holds for you. Let the dogma dissolve. Ooh. And if you remember that experience I just told you I had about the fear, about the money, about the bank? You know, all that came from me being afraid and being one of them people that's saying, I don't never want to go to town and I have no money. Because I had heard stories about people's nightmares about going out of town without money and getting stuck. And no, so you realize my fear was already derived by something that I said I would never ever do. Yep, very dogmatic. Remember, I was losing my mind because I didn't want to go do something without knowing that it was going to be handled in advance. I had already cut myself off from having a God experience before I could even have a God experience because I had filled the experience with anxiousness, worry, doubt, shame, guilt. And then on the back end, the part I didn't talk about is the shame was coming from I should have had enough money in there anyway. Well, it was already a couple $1,000s. So even that rationale was irrational. But because of the fear, it was driving me. It was running me. But if I open my heart, if I don't approach things with the I will never, I won't do that, I can't ever, it won't happen. If I choose to let even a couple of those things, phrases in my life dissolve, what gates and doors will I open up? I'm asking each of you that tonight. If you choose to come out of fear, if you challenge yourself and remove at least one or two of the I will never or I can't and see what happens. Just see what happens. Like here's one that I removed. You guys don't know this now. I've been blocked for a whole month. They blocked me on 4/15. It is now 5/6. So we're going on 30 days before I've been able to ungo live. Throughout those 30 days, y'all seen me make some kind of way because I have been able to go live some of the time. Okay. Now, yes, I had a week trip. I was in meetings. So the lives were intentionally shifted for that and they were done in recordings. But the moral to the story is I was in fear of getting another TikTok account because I don't know how to grow a TikTok account because I'm not a content creator. I don't know what I'm doing. But guess what? I said I will never start over. Guess what I'm doing? I'm starting over. I'm starting over. It's okay. It's all right. The fear that I had about it was easy. I went in there, I opened the account, I posted 3 videos like they said. They said post them, share the links, and get out of the thing and let it do its thing. And that's what I'm doing. And I have to give the rest to God. But what I can't do is keep being afraid and keep expecting them to unblock something that they've blocked when I can just pivot, find a different solution. To me, a different solution is, you know what? That account is still active. I can still post on it. I can post the same videos on both pages. Eventually, people will find their way over to the other profile. That's all I can do. But staying in fear, getting sad, broken down, worried, distressed, that doesn't make me produce well. So I learned to release it and let it go. So I send that encouragement to each of you. Does that make sense? Today I face everything and rejoice. Today I face everything and rejoice. Amen. It says, and also fear is forgetting everything is all right. Yep. Fear that is forgetting. It's forgetting. It'll make you forget. It'll actually make you think that everything is falling apart in areas where there was nothing even wrong. Have you ever noticed that if you get fearful about one thing, you'll get to being fearful about other things? It'll snowball. It'll snowball. Like, for example, you say, for example, oh, I don't know how I'm going to cover my phone. You get to thinking about this bill and that bill. Even if you have money for all those, the only bill you didn't have money for was maybe the phone, but now you worried about bills that was already covered because the fear snowballs. So instead of allowing it to snowball, we stop ourselves in our track and say, this is not real. I don't have to give it room. I'm going to choose faith and I'm going to pray. Instead of prae, praying for a solution, I'm going to pray for a solution, right? Because praying for a solution means I'm trying to find somebody to fix it for me. Praying, praying, means I'm trusting my higher power. I'm surrendering. I'm powerless over this thing and I'm giving it to God. But if I'm going to call up my girlfriends, sisters, cousins, mamas, daddy, and ask them if they can help me, then I'm preying. I'm praying for somebody else to fix it. That's all I have tonight. So to challenge you, are you praying for somebody to fix it, or are you praying for him to fix it? Okay, that's all I got. I'm your girl, Coach. Any feedback for me tonight? Okay, Mona, we got you, boo. I'm still in that. You're more than welcome to steal that. Are you praying or praying? Yeah. Because if we're not careful, you'll end up beginning to seek other people to fix your stuff and you don't even realize you're calling them for everything. You ain't even praying to God first. You just immediately calling them. And that's how we get in trouble, in spiritual trouble. That's how we begin to worship people's responses to our problems and not God. That's how we stop being able to hear God, is when we start running our stuff to too many people. Y'all know my primary quote in here is, if something happens and you told two people, shut up and talk to God after that. Because two people is all you need to talk to. It. After two people, it's attention seeking. And I say that because I'm talking about when it's problematic, right? You're supposed to spread good news. It's chaos you're not supposed to spread. God is not loud, crazy. He's not boisterous. He doesn't kick down the door. That man is peaceful, humble, kindness, mercy. I don't even think it says he hollered anywhere in the Bible. Do y'all know, y'all people that read it real good, he holler anywhere in there? Because I've been reading it real good, and I ain't seen no hollering yet. Nope, no hollering. Okay, so since I ain't seen no hollering yet, y'all, I think he was a pretty peaceful man. And yeah, but that was after he was fussing at the people, right? Because they were selling goats and stuff. It was provoked, ain't? Yeah. But he ain't out in these streets turned up, though. See, that's why he chilling. Yeah. So because we know that about him, then we can take that attitude. We can take a chill attitude. One of the hardest times in my life, I only survived through it because I stayed real relaxed. When someone would ask me how I was doing, I would say, I'm good. Because what happened was, I noticed that if I tell people that I'm not good, when sometimes I would be good. Do you understand what I just said? But I didn't know how. See, I think America has conditioned us to act a certain way about grief. So when people ask you how you doing, you be nervous to tell them when you're doing too good to be too soon, and they be scared to tell them you still sad when it's too long. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Can anybody relate to that? Mm-hmm. So what happened was, I had to start just standing in my truth. Today I'm good. I don't know about tomorrow. I don't know about 5 minutes, but right now, when you ask me right now, I'm good. Okay? And then we begin to just be able to stand in our truth. You know, we stop saying we good when we not. When somebody say, are you good? Nope, I'm having a rough one, but we're going to get through it. Because what happens is, when we begin to give authenticity to our own truths in our everyday lives, it makes it easier for us to stand on our boundaries when it's time. When we give truths to our real feelings in our own lives, we are able to stand on our boundaries when it is time. Okay. And that's all I got for you tonight. May God bless you and keep you. Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook, I thank each and every one of you for tuning in. I pray that you have a blessed night. Hold on, guys. Let me thank you. Thank them. Tonight, we had the ladies on Zoom join us. If you watch this on the replay, we are so grateful that you tapped in. If you have any questions, don't forget to click the link in the bio. My name is Coach Kenya. If you have stumbled over here from our TikTok page, I do apologize, but we will officially be going live as soon as we have enough followers at Coach Kenya Lachelle Elliott on TikTok. May God bless you and keep you.